try again. What has... I wonder if it's because it died. Have we got audio now? I'm going to hope we've got audio again. Take two to the start of competitive speed series. And while I was moaning about technical issues and whatnot, we had further voice technical issues. And hopefully it is all sorted now. Ollie, I'm hoping you can hear me, but let's just do a check from your side to see if it will come through. It looks like it is, but I'm sure Ace will let us know again in a moment.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Well, it's good to be back, Gareth, after our summer break, or a new game break, isn't it? Onto this F1. What are we? F1 25 now, aren't we? God, time flies. But yeah, no, it's a different way of doing things. Usually we see some racing, but all quality tonight, guys. So, but looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll hopefully things have come up and through. There is no more complaints. I will just quickly click that. Fixed. Good. That's what I wanted to hear and what I wanted to see. So we are, well, in qualifying night. So there's 4 rounds tonight. We have 14 drivers in this one, 14 drivers in the next one, for all these teams to find out where they are going to be placed and if they are going to be placed in the main season of competitive speed series. So there's a lot of drivers here tonight, and the one name that really sticks out for me is Shizu Volokongan, currently in 6th place. Definitely a driver to watch out for. Definitely some incredible pace about them, but currently down in 6th. A 1:11.432. Hopefully I'll get you to keep an eye on the spreadsheet over the evening, Ollie, and until we can get you back in the lobby as well. But there's a few teams here tonight which we wouldn't have seen from last season in competitive speed series, obviously, because we were there for the main season. So it's going to be interesting to see what other teams and what other drivers can put themselves into position. But I believe here, Kieran Nag, currently in 12th place, having a Ferrari drop out in front of them when they were on a lap is not ideal.
Not at all. I think the Ferrari there, either Zach or I think it's Lauren in 3rd and 4th, currently just pulled out on the Racing Bull car there, and that was very dangerous, and it scuppered the lap there for Kieran, so he won't be happy at that. And I don't know whether it's too early in the season, Gareth, for any warnings, but not ideal. Gareth, Aces asked, can you put the telemetry on as well if possible?
I will do, but it's unfortunately because I'm sharing the screen for you at the moment, I don't want to overload my PC with every bit of power, because temperature wise right now, Ollie, Ace, I will get it through there, but obviously Lauren's at Ferrari. It's not ideal for that, and the and everything through it all. He meant team telemetry. Oh, my bad indeed. We will throw team telemetry on. There we go. I thought he wanted the team telemetry on. I'm like, I don't even think I've got anything through that yet. But yeah, let's move on. Obviously, in P5, Latifi, I believe, is on a lap time now, coming through. Where famously 2 Mercedes crashed a fair few years ago, but coming through now at the moment, it looking pretty good for Latifi at the moment.
Yeah, Daniel braking here, coming around to start sector 2 here, looking quick. And this is the area of the track where drivers do get they trip themselves up, don't they? That big yellow curb on the inside can be dangerous at times when the car is off camber, but flying down the back straight here, and he's up on his time at the moment, just over a 10th of a second. Of course, this is the newer part of the circuit that has been redeveloped in the last couple of years, and into the final 2 corners. I think from memory, Gareth, this is the MotoGP line. They come through here a lot quicker than the chicane previously, but across the line he goes, and he's got up to second there, Latifi. Great lap time.
Very good lap time indeed for the V&T driver across the line for Shizu Volokongan, only managing P5 for the time being. Who else can we go on board with? Down in 10th place is another VNT driver of Nico Castronovo, currently rounding turn number 4. Lot of pressure on VNT to get it right. As I think a lot of teams, there'll be a lot of pressure for them to get it right tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. It's still quite early doors. The game's not been out that long. Especially when the sun's shining outside, Gareth, it's difficult to find time to get in and spend time in the game. It's unless you've got some nice aircon, it's difficult to sit down and play the game to try and practice. So I'm sure the guys have tried their best, try and find some time, and this is when it really counts, and doesn't it? Ready for the season to begin in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, and into the pits for Nico. He wasn't happy with something that went along there. MCD Coda having issues coming into that part of the track as well, and taking to the into the gravel there. Here comes Lawrence then. What can Lawrence do? Continue to put the pressure on after that unfortunate incident coming out of the pit lane. And into the pits. I didn't think that would look like a very quick lap, to be perfectly honest. And going in, out laps then for IRT Nick, the IRT driver, then heading around turns 3 into turns 4. There is a car right on the entry to the apex, thankfully not in the way, but that's not the first time we've had a few drivers trip over each other. And considering it's only 14 drivers, they're really pushing to get the best lap times out and just keeping on going out and sending as many laps as possible.
I think when we normally see a quali session, Gareth, it's a lot more subdued. We get those flurry of cars out, and then we have those mellow segments during a proper quali, a qualifying session before a race. But in this, like you just mentioned, it's go, go, go. Every lap counts, so they're spending as much time as possible out on circuit if they can. If they're maybe further down the list, they're really pushing. So maybe that's why we're seeing a bit more tripping up over each other than we normally would in a qualifying session.
Yeah, and IRT Nick then to start their lap time for the first time. Well, not the first time, for another flying lap. They're currently setting on a 1:11.469. It is quite amazing to see how many are in that bracket of a 1.3 to 1.4. There is a huge amount of cars. What is that? That's 8 cars separating in a quite small amount of time. Delta Niji, let's just say both Delta drivers are struggling for pace right now. So is Kieran Nag, but Kieran's time would have been affected by that incident by Lawrence, and you do wonder if, even in a qualifying night, whether the stewards are going to get involved.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know how. Obviously, this is serious. This could mean which division you go into this season. So I don't know how much. If Kieran, I'm sure, can get another lap in. I think he's on circuit at the moment. So if that is the case, and he goes up high up in the quali, may not mean anything. But still, it's going to affect his confidence in this quali session with only 6 minutes left.
And there goes IRT Nick right up into third, following their teammates' time with a very, very quick one. And on the subject of the IRT driver, let's see what they can do on their second full lap of pushing it then with 5 minutes 40 remaining. TTM Skyline going into third place, displacing IRT Nick for the time being, and down the back straight then for IRT Seab. Let's see what that sector split time says. Slightly up, but it is still saying it's purple, which is interesting enough.
Maybe still early door bugs in this game, but we'll have to take a note of that if that is the case going forward. But round the final corner he goes. Can he improve on the 111.1? Yes, he does by 0.021. Great lap from my top runner in IRT Seb. And he'll be happy with that, guys. Obviously, eking the gap over Latifi in second.
Yeah, good lap time overall there. Let's see what Volokongan can do coming into these final 2 corners. Someone that I've thought would be putting a little bit higher up the board at the moment, but New game always changes things. I think that's Lauren's going up there, as there goes Volokongan into third place with 11.239, just shy of Latifi. Latifi, I believe, is just coming around the final corner, is up on their lap time and is going to cross the line. Is it going to clinch pole position provisionally? It is, or top of the timing board, we should say, with a 1:11.115. New leader at the top. That is interesting, isn't it? Well, you know, things are starting to change a little bit. Kieran Nag throws himself into 12th place for the time being. I wonder if we're going to see a lap time here from Nico Castronovo. Is it going to be enough? Let's see what the Mercedes driver can do.
Yeah, he's obviously coming down the hill through turn 7, and 8 doesn't want to drift too wide onto that Astra second, but flying around turn 9 to our second DRS zone on circuit. So just a McLaren pulled over on the left there, but nicely done. And he's quicker. He's up by just shy of 2/10 coming around his long 10-11 section into 12 towards the final 2 corners in 13 and 14. Currently P10 and 11.4 for now. Can he pump himself up? No mistakes coming around the final 2 corners. Here he goes. Where does he go? Up into 6th. So just shy of a 2/10 improvement there for New Casanova, and he'll be, I'm sure, pretty happy with that one.
Will be as well. That's good for the VNT teams. As just checking the chat, NLR job saying that apparently you can't have dyslexia and can't read properly, or otherwise you get yelled at in the chat. So yeah, VNT Lafiti. It looks like Latifi from my eyes, but apparently dyslexia is not a thing anymore. Delta then is going to start a lap time coming into turn 1. 2 of the Red Bulls probably just. Oh, the RBs just sticking clear for the time being.
Sorry, Gareth, you cut out that on my end.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no worries. Just Delta starting their lap time.
Yeah, I mean, they both got a bit of work to do here. Was he 4/10 behind MCD Coda in 12th place, so he's got a bit of work to do. We'll see how he comes through this Sector 2 segment. Coming around, like I said, 9 DRS wide open as quickly as he can, flying down. Obviously, an area where if we were racing, we'd have see an overtaking opportunity, but not that much quicker. It's 500s quicker there coming through Sector 2, so I don't think it's going to be enough to bump him up into P12 here, but we'll keep an eye on him around the final 2 corners as he risks as much as he can going over that rumble strip on the side around the final corner. Where will he go? It's not, or it is an improvement, Gareth, but still not enough to get into the 111s.
Not at the moment, and their teammate Axel's struggling a little bit as well, especially in that corner where we've mentioned about that sausage curb being the tricky part in this track. Turn 6, 7, and 8 there, just going a little bit off piste a little bit, and drifting out, which makes the time a little bit, well, slower, unfortunately. Let's see if Axel can make it up at any point on this track, and the back end steps out as well, and the Delta team, unfortunately, are really struggling right now, and into the pits for Axel. So let's go on board with another driver who is online. Lap time, Skyline, I think, is just starting one, so let's go on board with Zach Styler, who's only just slightly up on their lap time. I was expecting a little bit quicker from Zach as well. Let's see how this one will continue to pan out.
Yeah, we seem to be catching the drivers at the same point of the circuit through 6, 7, and 8. They go. Does hop on the yellow sausage curb slightly there. Takes a nice wide line coming through turn 9, and we'll see whether he can improve coming through the Sector 2. He can by 7 thousandths to be really smooth through this last section to try and eke out any sort of improvement. Round 12 and 13 we may see once we there we go. Kieran Nag has just retired in 11th, but one board still with Zach coming around the final corner. Can he improve on that place? Time's improved, but I don't think he jumped up, Gareth.
No, it was just a smidgen of time improvement there, so not enough to really do much. And there goes IRT Sieb again, just eking out a little bit quicker than Lafiti, or the VNT driver, as we go on board with TRT Nico. Can they go any quicker than 11.477? It's looking a little bit squiffy at times, but when you're trying to get the best out of the car, sometimes it doesn't always look absolutely smooth. And there we go, up into ninth place for the time being. Lawrence is going into the pits. Into sixth place we go. Nick is massively down on their lap time. The EVE driver up into fourth place. I wonder if they're on a lap time coming through. It looks relatively quick through that part of the track. Let's see what they can do continuing on for the time being. But no response from Volakongan or Skyline really in the rest of the drivers.
Yeah, I think they're quite happy with their lap times, and obviously it's a, if I'm right, Gareth, it's based on the whole team qualifying. It's not just obviously they're in various. I missed the chat at the start, so I didn't get the full picture of how qualifying is working for the league this season.
So it's the quickest average time, and the front end of that Red Bull didn't look very quick there, but it's the average time. The top 10 average teams will be in the competitive speed series this season. So,
right,
and that's where the spreadsheet is invaluable to us, because coming towards the end of the night, we get to see a little bit more how drivers and teams are going to look like. But at the moment, let's have a look at how it stands on this one. It's the IRT driver on top with the VMT driver in second, and the Shazoo Volakongan in third place with the rest as you can see it. That's your top 14 drivers. That's the times that they've set for tonight. And as we try and get ourselves ready and getting both of us into the lobby for rounds 3, 4 and 5, it is going to be interesting to see whether the team of Lawrence and Zach Seiler can hang on to be in there at the end. And we'll go to the short intermissions break for the time being, and from that, hopefully, we will be back up and running very Hello and welcome back, everyone. Apologies for that one. We're just waiting for the lobby to get full and everyone in and ready and sorted. And the drivers are ready. We've got 12 teams in lobby, 12 drivers in lobby 2, which I believe are PGR, SET, QVR, AERT, GT10, and AMS. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, that is right. That is the drivers we have tonight for this one. They are just getting themselves into the lobby and sorted. We've just got a back screen. I'll wait for that to go. But Ollie, session 1, quite interesting. A few drivers that we as a commentary duo weren't used to, but some really fast times being set.
Yeah, I think we're just above the 111s. I think 111.1 was how far we got down. Whether we dip into the 110s, we'll have to wait and see as evening progresses. But I think in this session, guys, there's a few more names I think you and I are familiar with. But great start to the stream, and we'll see how this one goes now. I mean, this is, you can't really compare in that first session because it's set yet. So having the second session is when we can start to compare with in between the lobbies. So yeah, very much looking forward to this second session.
We are indeed, as Evie Betsky then. We're just on board with, I'm on board with for the time being. You're in the lobby this time, which is always a good start, as I think that's an Aston Martin. Is that Kiki? It is Kiki. GT10 Kiki. Oh no, it's not. It'll be Tony. GT10 Tony then will be the first driver at the moment to set a lap time from this session 2. We will continue to see how it will all pan down for this one. But at the moment, everyone just starting their life in PGR Brando. They're in second place, a driver that did very well in competitive speed series last season with us. But in season 6, it's a new game and everything is new. So this is, drivers have got... Some drivers are going to progress quicker than others in getting the handle of the game, aren't they?
Yeah, from what I gather, speaking to people, Gareth, this game is a lot different to 24 in a good way as well. Your handling's a lot better, so it's getting used to that, and it does take time. You know, people develop at different rates, you know, for all sorts of reasons. So we'll see whether obviously Brando can keep up this great pace he had last year and be up in the top tier. But we'll have to wait and see as he flies through turn 1 and turn 2, trying to keep the car straight as possible. But through he goes. He'll be 6th person to set a lap time, I think. Purple in sector 1 for him, but again, I'm not sure I'm going to trust that just yet.
We'll wait and see. I think IRT, we're just having the total average time at the moment is a 22.402 to beat, set by IRT. What can TF10 Tony do as they are now heading through turn 12 and into 13? And there's a nice couple of British flags in the background in the Spanish midst of flags in the down the start-finish straight there. But Tony is a 1:11.159 to start things off with. That is a crazy lap time as Lucas now comes across the line with 1:11.6. We barely reached that sort of time towards the end of the session. However, GT10 Tony decides that he is throwing down the marker early doors, and that could be an absolute statement for, well, the qualifying session as tonight as a whole, and for the season as a whole.
Absolutely. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna mute myself because I had James just coming through the game. Yeah, great start by Tony putting the gauntlet down, isn't he, with a 1:11.159 there, and straight at the blocks. It's very impressive. Obviously, he's had a bit of time to practice to see whether he is going. No, he obviously slowed down for a second lap and he's going to put a new set of tyres on. But yeah, that's over 2/10 quicker than Dylan in second place there. So it's a great time by him. We'll see whether himself and his teammates in Kiki down in 9th can get to the top end of quali here.
Dylan threw themselves into second place as well with a 1:11.394. And a lot of these, well, Tony and Dylan's lap time, actually, I will say for certain right now that is a really good set of times that they've put together early doors. They need their teammates to step up, because at the moment, Kiki down in 9th place and Wookie in 10th. But if they can get those times a bit higher into the 1:11s, 5s, it's looking like we have possibly two drivers or two teams that will set, well, I don't want to say it because it could jinx them, but going through early doors here tonight.
Absolutely, yeah, it's definitely a good way of thinking about it. But again, you know how quickly these qualifying sessions can change. But early doors, it is looking that way. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Still a lot of time and a lot more lobby to come this evening. So it looks like Epic Vale is going straight out on his second lap, as a few cars are doing so. Trying to catch who they are on circuit. The game does not let me see them on circuit. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, no, it's there we go. Tony's out on another lap, and again, I think there's one car ahead of him. It's Noxie. Well, I say he's currently P3. He's first on circuit for this. I almost call it like a second round, guys. It's almost like a boxing match, multiple rounds, and see who comes out on top. But he's currently leading the field on circuit anyway. He is, what's that, 2/10 behind our race leader, quali leader. So we'll see what he can do as he comes around through the middle sector here.
Let's see what Noxie can do coming down into turn 10. Just copying what you've just said, but in a good position, keeping up the progression and the way the track evolves. It looking like it's a good start for the OVR driver, or OVR Noxie anyway, as they're just about to start their lap time. Coming through around the final corner, everyone came out pretty much all together on the first lap. Everyone has come out on this second round, as you were quite rightly linking it to a boxing match, really. It looks like they should get 3 runs, 3 bites at the cherry to make sure they can get up the order a little bit. But let's see what Noxie can do. Heading around in finishing Sector 1 and slightly quicker this time around of asking. Let's see if that pace can continue through the rest of the lap.
Yeah, downhill, braking in through turn 4 there, nicely done. Through 6, 7, 8 and 9 he comes, just about touches the Oscars on the inside there, tries to, it's a weird apex turn 9, you try and turn it as late as you can, try and straight line it down with this back straight, but he was better in the sector 1, but sector 2 he's down there by almost, I think it was 0.047, so not ideal in the second sector for Noxie there. What's how Tony again slower, so we may not see improvements from the top guys here. Dylan's just starting his flying lap here, and he's slower as well, so I don't think we're going to see any improvements, and I don't think we have, Gareth, from the top guys. I thought actually Noxie has improved, but not by much.
Yeah, it was just agonisingly bit quicker, but the Alpine of F1AF Tiago there going quicker, and well, initially did put themselves into 6th place, but AMS Lucas goes into P4, and into the pits goes Brando, not happy with their lap time. What about Kiki up into 5th place for the time being? An invalidation for Epic Vale. I think they are already on a lap time, but here is Betsky then, EVR driver, struggling a little bit out the exit of turn 10, but a 1:11.6 at the moment. They were a little bit quicker this time around of asking as they come around the final or penultimate corner into the final corner. No, diving into the pit lane. They're not happy with their lap time, currently in 11th place. And now we've got a little bit of a few drivers being out of sync with the rest of them, because we've got 3 that are in the pits now that have bailed on their lap time and gone, we probably can go driver a bit quicker later on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that is the case. But I think everyone is either on an out lap or about to pull in the pits, it looks like. So no one on a flying lap. But like I said, I think there's a couple of people who are out of sync, and they should. And Thiago drifting into the pit lane there in epic fashion, but he's just about to slow that car down. But I don't think Gareth anyone is on a lap time at all. I think Rookie, no, he's coming in. So Wigan, I think that's Brando. He'll be the first man of this round of time to set a lap time. Again, he's out of sync after making mistakes on his previous round 2 attempt here in Spain.
Sorry, just trying to message Byron back to see if this is better, because we're peaking just a little bit at times. So we'll hopefully that is sorted at this time. But yeah, Brando currently down in 8th place with a 1:11.5. Someone that's a driver that has been, well, at the top end for, well, as long as I can remember over the last couple of years. Hopefully this isn't I don't want to say, it sounds horrible to say beginning of the end, but they've struggled at the start of this game, but I'm sure they're going to bring it back around. Epic Vale, another driver that's very good, is currently in P10. So I'm sure they are just going to produce a better one. Chat, let us know with the poll that's just been put up there, which teams you think is going to be out and producing good lap times today or now in this session, as there's a gaggle of cars coming out the pit lane now as Brando using all the exit that's available to them as they exit turn 2 and heading on down now to turn 4. This could be a good lap time. It's looking a lot better. It's only slightly up on their lap before.
Yeah, 8,000 quicker coming through turn 4 there, and an interesting line from him, hugging the inside. I think a myriad of different lines you could take through turn 3, but every driver has their own. But nicely around turn 9 for Brando. DRS wide open coming down the back straight. Is he up again? He's slower again, guys. I think he's struggling in that 6, 7, 8 combination. He did lock up into 5 as well, which isn't helpful. It's just an Aston Martin getting out the way there nicely. But Brando, we'll see whether he can improve on this. He's staying out around the final corner. He comes flying through the final corner, 14, across the line. And it's just slower, 7,000 slower than his previous lap.
Yeah, just a bit slower, isn't it's not ideal for Brando there. There's a little bit of a lag there when I went on board with OVR Noxy, as they have just started a lap time as well. There's a whole gaggle of cars around doing laps at the moment, Ollie. I'm not sure which one is the best one to stay on board with. But let's see what Noxy can do as a driver that we thought could produce a little bit quicker on their last run. They did, but not quick enough to, I think, break that barrier with the track evolution that's happening at the moment.
Yeah, but he is half a tenth up coming through sector 2. Straight lines occur with the entry of turn 11 and 12 there. A bit of wiggle coming out on to turn 12, round 13 and 14 he goes. Let's see if he can jump up. He's so close in the top 2 there. He does, up into second place, but Gareth, out of nowhere, not looking on over them, but Tony got quicker again, a 1:11.104. Gareth, remind me if I've got it right, but was it a 1:11 1:15 quickest lap last time, maybe? It was closer there.
It was 1:12 the quickest and 1:15 the second. It was IRT with 1:12 and VNT with 1:15. So, incredible at the moment from Tony, producing the pace of the session or the qualifying event session so far on the console side. Yeah,
great lap from Tony, and we'll see. He should hold this now, or at least help the GT10 team massively here in this qualifying. And Kiki's not too far behind either, which obviously will help them. But everyone diving back in the pits once again. Epic Vale is not on a lap, I don't think. I say that Lucas in 5th, guys, is on a lap coming down the back straight.
Yeah, looking very quick, Lucas. But but they're down on the lap time. It's not quicker than the last time of asking, so it's a 1:11.432 at the moment, and I wonder if the AMS driver is just going to throw it into the pit lane at the end of this and get another fresh set of softs on. Is it going to be? Yep, there we go, into the pits for the AMS driver currently right now, as Gergo is going in as well. Let's see. Epic Vale is in the pits. There is someone coming out, and that is Brando and Gekin, or Geekin. The driver's coming out, but the Williams driver, Geekin, just letting Brando go. Brando needs to hook this up. They really need this PGR, or otherwise they could be in trouble with everyone else.
Absolutely, yeah. We saw how well they did last year on the console side of things in our tier. So we'll see how they get on this evening. But Geekin also out on a lap, but he's unable to break the 111s at the moment. He's very close, so 112.002. So hopefully Geekin can break that and keep up. Well, try and catch up with teammate, because it's quite a way off. 4:10 splitting 11th and 12th there for I assume EVR going off Betsky's gamer tag there. But Brando just coming around the final corner on this occasion, whether he can improve and jump up the table a little bit to try and catch up with a teammate of Epic Vale in 6th place.
Heading down into turn 1 then, Brando. The pressure's on, but sometimes, I know we've spoken about it plenty of times in the past, sometimes they like this pressure. They like having it at the end. Is the car ghosting there a little bit? That looked very odd. You could see the driver's legs, which seems very odd. But into turn 4 for Brando, hugging a little bit, but again, it's quicker on that lap time. So this could be better for the PGR driver as they come through turn number 5, and this little kink of a left-hander of turn 6 into turn 7. This could be where it's won or lost on the lap time. There is a little bit of sliding, but not too much. This could be it for Brando. This might not necessarily be topping the timing board, but enough to help the PGR team go through.
He looks quicker, and he is quick, Gareth. Over a 10th there, 0.112 through sector 2. Just needs to connect it together now, coming round the final 3 corners. He's got a car ahead of him, but that shouldn't affect him at all. Round flies through turn 13. Through 14 he goes. He can improve here. Could be a top 5. He crosses the line. Top 5 it is. A 111.417 for Brando into P5.
See who else could we go on quickly on board with. We're trying to find a car. Lucas down on the lap time. I think just starting another one. Where else can we go? His team, I think it is going to be Kiki there in 8th place. Let's have a look. Massively down on the lap time, so that's not good. Dylan up in P4 at the moment, slightly down on their lap time, but could find the time in the final few corners. We've seen it happen. Let's see what Dylan, the Ferrari driver at the moment, what can they do as they come around the final corner now. The Ferrari going across the line to take a little bit quicker and displaces Noxie with that as well. Their teammate, Wookie, slightly down on their lap time through sector 2, but across the line, it is slower. That's the Ferrari's in trouble there. What else can we go on board with? Tony goes even quicker still. That's an incredible lap time from them.
Great lap time there. And Noxie jumps up as well. Gareth, 11.2 for the Alpine driver. So no one close to Tony, but God, what a phenomenal lap from Tony. 111 flat. Amazing work by him. There's a shout out as well, Gareth, to Geekin getting into the 11s as well. Down in 12th place. Obviously won't be happy with that, but Betsky also jumping up to P10 as well. So EVR, improving at the end.
Gergo not quicker there, but look at that. Look at how close the AMS drivers are together. That is what you call consistency within a team. Fair play to them. Is Dylan slow, so Dylan's not going any quicker. What about Wookie? Yeah, 9 seconds. This is nearly out of fuel as well for both drivers. That is not ideal. And that, Dylan Hodgland, I think, pretty much out of fuel coming across the line. which is not ideal for them. But GT10, sorry, Tony, with the fastest time tonight so far. So fair play. That's a good one, but we'll have to wait and see how that pans down with their teammate a little bit further down the order.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a phenomenal lap time. But like you said, it's done on averages, Gareth, and it's not just Tony in that team; it's Kiki as well. So we'll see. We'll see how that all pans out shortly. But let's run you down the list there. Tony in pole with Nox in second, Gergo in third, Lucas fourth, Dylan in fifth, Kiki sixth, Brando in seventh, Epic Fail eighth, Tiago in ninth, Betsky in 10th, Wookie in 11th, and Geekin round off the top, the 12 drivers you had in right now, what do you call it? Segment 2, Gareth? Or quality 2? I'm not sure what we call it.
Let's call it segment 2. Because, well, we don't know. I'm sure there's an answer for it, and we'll probably get told off a little bit later.
Lobby 2, according to the spreadsheet, guys. So we'll go lobby.
Cool. Lobby 2. And that is that part done and dusted then. We'll hopefully get a new set of drivers into the lobby 3, or the third segment for this evening, as the times are starting to come in. But GT10 Tony or Tony Richet, however you know that driver, what a lap time. I think it's so much quicker, or so much more aggressively quicker than anyone else, that I don't think it really matters. That is their teammate only did I'm trying to think, probably not even a top 10 quickest lap time so far, which is nuts. And I believe that will be GT10 being at the top of the leaderboard. We are just going to wait until it all kicks in and refresh it very, very shortly. But wow, qualifying has been entertaining so far, hasn't it? The first lobby, maybe a little bit subdued, but that second lobby, some real quick quick lap times coming in.
Absolutely, yeah. That Tony Richet, I didn't realize he was Tony Richet. I now understand why he did such a quick lap there. But yeah, phenomenal. And like I said, it was a lot. Sorry, guys, I've got Natalie Pinkman in my ear talking to me and trying to get out of the audio in the menus. But yeah, no, it was a great qualifying session in lobby 2, and we'll see whether lobby 3 also is meets that entertainment level that we saw in that session.
Yeah, and just to think, this is just qualifying lap times that are putting in is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But Tony Richet's time was a 1:11.059, and that is quicker by what is that? 0.06 quicker than anyone else, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in F1 terms, that is an awful lot. Currently, IRT, VNT, and GT10 are the top 3 in that order for qualifying so far. And I would hazard a guess are confirmed, touch wood for them, and hope I haven't jinxed them and everyone else that are coming into these lobbies are going to destroy them. But the next team, or lobby 3, we're going to have ET8, TF10, FRT, PEC, BRC, PR. They are that's the lobby for lobby 3, which is going to happen very, very shortly. But
Gareth, if you remember, ET8 and TF10 last season were frantic competitors, so they're throwing in the same quality bracket. So that'll be interesting tonight.
It will be indeed. And just to, we said that there were some really quick times in that one, the lobby 2. At the moment, it looks like only one team out of that have broached the lobby 1 drivers, and that is GT10. from the look of the spreadsheets, which is nuts. It's crazy, isn't it? You've got IRT, VNT, GT10, SCI, TRT, and EVR. Those 6 teams, 5 of them are Tier 1 or Lobby 1. There was some real quick drivers from Lobby 2, but their teammates weren't able to back them up. There's going to be some unhappy people, I think, at the end of this one.
Absolutely, yeah. It's so go from just to remind me and maybe remind the viewers, guide. It's how many teams qualify for Tier 1 this season?
10 teams.
10 teams. Okay, great.
So 10 team slots with 20 drivers. And
Understood.
we will be hitting them back up shortly. We're just waiting for the lobby host to re-invite us to the next race. But for the time being, please bear with us. We're just going to go back to the intermission stream while I ask for some invites. And we'll be back very, very shortly to talk through a little bit more with the final few lobbies. And welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that short intermission, but let's have a little rundown of what we've got so far. So we've had a few drivers, two lobbies so far. We've had lobby 1, which had IRT, VNT, SCI, TRT, EVR, GSR, and Delta. In that order is how they finished. In lobby 2, we had GT10, AMS, F1AF, AERT, PGR, SET, and QVR in that order. However, mixed them together into one spreadsheet. The top 10 drivers or top 10 teams at the moment is IRT, VNT, GT10, SCI, TRT, EVR, AMS, F1AF, AERT, and PGR. So they're the top 10s. We're just waiting for the last drivers to come in to get it sorted. But we've got some big names in this one, some names that we've commentated over in from last season. Quantum and Alex Loafer, Liam Bowman. Liam Bowman's name is a flash from the past for me from WR Console Tier 1, which is nice to see that name back up there. But ET8 Azim as well, I think we had them last season causing a few... Yeah. The not heated moments, but that title fight for the championship and competitive speed series last season. It's great to see some of those names come back and fight for it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's ET8 Azim. I think it was sort of mid-season, wasn't it, where you had a string of races where he qualify on pole, and it wouldn't always result in the win, Gareth, but he'd always be up there, wouldn't he? And then that sort of died off as the season went on. I think they were racing Alpine last season, if memory serves me right. But yeah, we'll see how he can do it. From memory, he's a very good. We should see him near the top there. And obviously, Alex Loafer and Quantum, both great drivers. And Alex Loafer was, I think, maybe a fan favourite of mine with his audacious qualifying at the very last minute. He was the epitome of last-minute qualifier as they coming around the corner last on the check flag is down. We'll see whether he can show off to us tonight. But again, there's a load of drivers on that list, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they shape up to the drivers I do know. So we'll see how it all pans out shortly.
Definitely will do. Hopefully they will be getting ready to just hit the button to go very, very shortly, so you can get some action on the screen very shortly. But you know, it's great when a new game comes in and it levels the playing field a little bit with some of these drivers that obviously we've known being at the top for so long. Liam Bowman and Quantum being two of those names, and Azim obviously in the ET8 series there as well. But time will tell to see if they've handled the pressure the same. But knowing Quantum, like I have seen over the last few social races that he's been involved in, or they've been involved in, they'll still have it. I'm really interested to see what Liam Bowman can produce there in the other Alpine. But yeah, Alex Loafer, I remember, I think it was Austria in a Ferrari, kind of out of nowhere, claiming a pole or second place. It was absolutely incredible. And he kept it up there for quite a while as well, and always seemed to produce some good racing to boot as well. But we're still sticking around Spain because, everyone really should be on the same lap. So we'll have to wait and see how everyone will handle the pressure in this one. But let us know in the chat who you think is going to, top the timing boards in this lobby of the qualifying night of Competitive Speed Series. At the moment, it is IRT leading the way. But drivers are going to be out very, very shortly. Let's get on the telemetry and the other bits that we need through this. Any drivers throwing themselves out? Everyone not as quick as the lobby 2. Everyone in lobby 2 was out massively. But let's go to the race scene. Let's have a look. Everyone's taking a little bit more time in this lobby. No one's interested at the moment. There we go. We've got a couple of the pit crews getting themselves ready. And one of them is ET8 Azim. It looks like Azim is going to be the first driver to set a lap time.
Obviously, he's listening to us in comms, Gareth, wanting to get some screen time, and he is flying out of the pits. And here we are. First man to do a lap time here in Spain for Lobby 3, as there's a gaggle of cars all flying up. Again, still 2 drivers still in the pit lane there. I'm not sure who that is. I'm sure session goes on. Obviously, doing a little bit more setup adjustment before they fly on. Or maybe Gareth just don't want the distraction of other cars flying around. Even though I believe ghosting is on, but it's still that distraction that potentially you don't want to have on screen. But we'll see how Azim negotiates this, trying to warm the ties up as best he can without overdoing it. But we'll see how he does. 18-minute session here in quali. And we'll see how Azim and his teammates are going to try it. Is it Marius Formula 1? Am I saying that right? I think so.
Yeah, it looks like Marius Formula 1.
Marius, yeah, okay. We'll see how they do this evening. Flies around the final corner to begin his first flying lap.
There seems to just be a little bit of a... I don't know if it's the in and out of lobbies that is causing a little bit of a problem with the connection side of things, but there's just a little bit of a problem while on board with Azim. Let's see if moving to Quantum quickly changes anything. No, it's just a little bit of a lag bumper a little bit. But let's see what Azim can do as they're heading through into turn number 5.
Yep, slows down quite well there. He was a bit bumpy through 1 and 2, taking the curbs as, again, hits that sausage curb on the inside of 8 through 9 he goes. But again, first lap, Gareth, as we see, keep saying, quali, when it comes to racing, it's the first one in the bank. Unless you're Tony Roche and you fly out the doors full pelt, like in Lobby 2. But we'll see how Azim does. Goes wide as he dares go and try not to invalidate the lap, but flies around the final corner. See where Azim sets the bar at. A 1:11.370 as Alex Loafer jumps up and takes that. But yeah, it looks like we're in the 11.3 start.
Yeah, that's the early times being set at the moment. Let's see what Namsco can produce as they're heading through into the final few corners as we speak, and coming through, it's looking just a little bit. Maybe the lobby host is a little bit. I'm not sure, but up into 4th place is 11.399. Where else can we go on board with? Ard across the line into P8, back into the pits for Robin Bryan there. Robin Brain going in as well. It's very 2x2. You've got the Alpines together, you've got the Williams together, and you've got the Hasses together, which are sandwiched by the Aston Martins. It just seems very poetic there, but we'll continue going on at the moment. There is a few, just hopefully this will get itself sorted, but I'm not sure if you're seeing at your end a little bit of a janking with the cars.
I'm okay. Yeah, I made sure the sheet was being fed, Gareth, so it's going around the wheel quicker. So I mean, today's working here in Wales, so yeah, no issues on my end.
Fair enough. Anyway, let's see what drivers are. Well, everyone's just coming back into the bits. Alex Loafer sets the early door time, which is very reminiscent what we saw in the Lobby 2, with a lot of drivers setting a quick first lap, but not in the same team.
Yeah, we've seen it's very, very close in this one, almost 2x2, isn't it, for a lot of the grid. So it's interesting. Then it shows how equal the teams are, if they are internal sort of team battle. So we'll see if that continues. But I think that is Robin on a lap. Yeah, so Robin's the only one without a lap time. So he's gone out early. I say earlier than the rest of them. I didn't see what happened with his lap, but Obviously, he'll be pushing to try. He's now obviously on the back foot now with no lap time compared to the rest of his teammate in P10 with 11.8. So we'll see how Robin does now as he warms up the car up before his first flying lap with just over 12 minutes left of the session.
Into turn 7, which we've mentioned so many times, that can catch people out, can't it? That such a curve on the end and problems throughout, and hopefully that isn't going to be the case today. But that's the trickiness of this circuit, I suppose. Some drivers have really got to, well, fight it through. But Robin is getting themselves up and ready for this one.
Yeah, just warming up tires a little bit of weaving, and he'll start his first lap. Flies around turn 1, and he'll start. Turn 14, and he'll head down to turn 1. Here at the long chicane of turn 1, 2, and 3 tries to clip the curves where he can, but nicely flies on through turn 3 up turn 4, the end of sector 1. He's got nothing to compare it to. The moment 21.475 I think it was. It is one of the tricky corners when you turn 5 downhill, left hand braking can drivers to lock up, but Robin does that well. Comes through 6, 7 and towards 8. He's just got a bit scurry there on the exit, but flies round 9 down the hill towards turn 10. Deer's wide open here, heavy braking zone into the long turn 10 and 11 through 12 he goes. Bit of understeer there for Robin, but he should link this all up, and again this will be just to get a time on the Robin flies around the final corner. Where will he go? Up into P10, just above his teammate with a 111.852. As Alex Loafer, a huge improvement from him, Gareth, 111.174, and that's just over a tenth and a half quicker than his previous lap.
That's a crazy lap time from Alex Loafer this early in qualifying as well. We said the same thing about Tony Roche as they went. There goes Azim up into P2 with a 111.212. Their teammate Mario's. Let's go with Mario's formula. Coming round the final corner now. I think I'll probably say that name wrong about 12 or 9 times today. But up into P3, the ET8 machine, looking like they're going to continue where they left off last season. PR Raffi then up into 3rd place. Where can we go? Liam Bowman, I think, is possibly just starting a lap time. Ard Apple Gamer then coming down past turn 9 and down into turn 10. What can they do? How much quicker can they be on this lap?
Yeah, just shy of a tenth quicker coming into sector 2, but a bit of a lock up through 10. That may cost him there, but nicely hugs the inside through 12, round 13, trying to hold as much as possible. And he crosses the line, and it is an improvement, but not jumping up too far. Now just above Quantum P9.
Yeah, apologies everyone. I think my PC could very well be overheating, which is causing a few of the sound problems going on at the moment, and the volumes of everything. So we will try rectify that in the break. As let's have a look at Quantum coming from through and into turn 4. Let's see how that one handles this at the moment. Quantum not where they want to be, I don't think, at the moment. We're 111.5.
Yeah, I think he's got time to find, obviously. A driver that was near the top last season on the Xbox side of things, so we'll see how we can negotiate this. Obviously, he's on his outlap now. He's not too far behind his teammate, just under, tenth and a half behind him, but I'm sure we'll see plenty of improvement from him. Someone's coming around the final corner. Who is that? Couldn't see. Oh, sorry, they come in the pits. So it doesn't matter. We're just under 8 minutes, Gareth. 7:35 as the clock ticks
down here. Still Alex Lofer, not miles ahead of everyone else. Obviously, Azim is not too far back, but it's I think this one's a bit closer than on in lobby 2.
Yeah, just slightly, isn't it? The times seem really close together, especially with the teams as well. So the teams have got some, well, maybe more linked drivers than just singular fast drivers. We'll have to wait and see how it will continue to pan down. But at the moment, ASRT Cosimo is just about to start their lap time with 6 minutes 55 remaining in this session. There is a driver just in front of them that could be in their way, but let's see how this Haas driver can, well, produce at this stage right now.
Yeah, a little bit slower through sector 1. I think he got caught on one of the curbs through 2, so it didn't help him there, but nice and tight on the inside of 5 through 6 towards 7, 8 and 9. Nicely. Oh, I see that. The back end stepped out. Oh, gravel. And Kazima will have to bin that lap off. He should have enough time to get into the pits and out again. So it's not all and done for the ASRT driver.
No, not all done and dusted, but only Kitsano is on a lap time. I'm not sure if they've just completed a lap or just started it. It's looking like they're still pushing strong, but there is, let's see, into this just slightly slower in sector 1, and they're really using the far curb, so that could be that they are not really on a lap time at the moment, but with 5:44 remaining, they've still got plenty of time to go back into the pits if they need to as well.
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah, he's pulled over here, so he's just let one of the Alpines, as Quantum, funny enough, fly on through. He's actually invalidated his lap, Gareth, so not ideal for him there, and he'll have to again, another man who should have enough time to get through now and get one more flying lap on circuit. Got quite a few cars on laps. Now Wards, we haven't had a chance to speak about up in P6. Teammate down in P8. Well, I'll follow him through. He's struggling through there. Azim, Gareth. Azim with a 1:11.034, and I think that is the fastest lap of the evening so far.
It is indeed. Cometh the driver, cometh the hour. Azim has done, well, what I didn't think would be beaten, which was Tony Richet's time of a 1:11.059. Azim, a 1:11.034, and that really does put ET8 in the driving seat. Anyone else on a lap time? This is Liam Bowman slow on this one. In P4, Rafi is slow. So and there goes Namsco just across the line. They might be on a lap time. Hard Apple Gamer could just finish theirs as well. So that is that done for them. They've got enough time to get into the pits and go again, especially if they call a cut like that. Alex Lofer, are you on a lap? No, Alex Lofer has done their lap with a 1:11.118. I think that is quicker than their previous, so they haven't been able to match Azim.
No, that was a phenomenal lap by Azim. And Gareth, we know Azim. We've seen him in the last year, how quick he was as a qualifier. And you've seen that today. His teammate Marios not too far back either in third place, so this will be great for the ET8 qualifying hopes for this season.
Just watching a car go massively off again. That's Herp in the Haas, and then that is meaning Quantum is going to push and go for a fastest lap. Let's see how that one. But Azim, a 1:11.034. That's an insane lap time, and well, fair play for the time being. Quantum, what can they do to respond? Because they really need to increase the average time of, well, both themselves and Liam Bowman need to be looking and knocking on the door of the 1:11.3s to 1:11.2s.
Yeah, I think that how close the teams are is going to be ridiculous tonight.
the average is going to be, pulling hairs, isn't it? It's going to be so close between them once we get all the data in from these 4 lobbies. But yeah, Quantum and Liam are still in the pits at the moment. He's leaving it late though. If he is going to come out, Quantum, this will be his last shot at an improvement. Down the pit straight he goes. Here's wide open. See how he negotiates turn 1, 2, and 3 here. Dabs the curb on the inside, dabs the curb on the left, and flies and hugs the inside through 3. Nicely done by Quantum into the heavy braking zone of 4 here. He is up by 0.008 here. Downhill braking into 5. Don't want to lock up here. Nicely done. Kisses the curb on the inside. Nicely done. Got a car ahead of him, but he's going to get out. Him. Oh no! Commentators curse Gareth, and that may be his quality over and done with.
That could be, might be able to rejuvenate some of that battery life if they're lucky, but at the moment it is not great. As I think Herp is slow as well. Is that another installation lap for the Haas driver? So does that mean we've got the Aston Martin of Oni Katsun going to set a lap time? I think it is. Let's see what they can do as they're heading on down. As their teammate pulls to the left, and oh goodness me, they've not happy with their lap time. Loads of drivers aren't happy.
Yeah, they're all pulling over, aren't they? Just at almost at the apex of turn 10. They're not ideal. A bit of a distraction for some of the drivers, but everyone now on circuit for one more flying off.
This is crazy. Let's go on board with current pace setter, whatever you want to say about them. ET8 Azim is absolutely flying, but they are just a little bit slower on this lap time of asking in Sector 1. Let's see how the rest of this lap goes for the ET8 driver as they exit turn 5 and heading on through this tricky part where we're just seeing Quantum really lose possibly their hopes of a decent qualifying position tonight.
Yeah, as he flies through there, the check flag is now out on circuit. Azim not improving. He's so close. This thing is 0.040 there. I don't think he can be able to claw that back on the couple of corners. It's so difficult to gain time. It's almost flat out through his last corners. We'll see what he can do, but I don't think it's going to be an improvement for him. It is not. He's a tenth slower, so not ideal for him. But Liam Bowman jumps up to P5, which may be enough. Quantum doesn't. I didn't think he improved there, Gareth. He'll stay in 9th. What about Alex Loafer? He is up on his time, but Gareth, I think he may have done enough there for himself.
Let's see.
We'll have to wait and see.
Definitely. I'm agonisingly watching this timing board for Alex Loafer. Are we going to see another stellar lap time come across the board? It is quick, but it's not quick enough to displace Azim. A 1:11.100. That is still a ridiculously quick lap time there for them. Fair play. And into the pits to Oni Katsun. So that is our order right now. Azim, Alex Loafer, and we're not going to get to see the rest of it just yet, but what a lap time for Azim. Well, should we ever have doubted him?
It's a very good point, Gareth. It's phenomenal once again from him, and we'll quickly run down the order before we get going into the next lobby. It's Azim with the quickest time in lobby 3, with Alex Loafer in second, Marios in third, Rafi fourth, Liam Bowman fifth, Namsko 6th, Wards 7th, Arden 8th, Quantum 9th, Oni Katsuni in 10th, Kazimo in 11th, Robin in 12th, and Herp round off the 13 drivers. Each one of these lobbies, guys, is just challenging my pronunciation of some we have in this league, but yeah, that's all part of the fun and games.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, and that lobby or the spreadsheet is going to be really interesting. What I am going to do to try and fix the overheating problem So bear with us. I've just closed the game down for a little bit to see if that will just calm things a little bit, because my temperature gauge in the room is saying it's 39 degrees. Say no more.
Lush.
Say no more. It feels like I should be on a beach somewhere. Maybe not. So while we just wait for everything to set down and get the new lobby back up and sorted, we are just going to take one last intermission before lobby 4 gets underway. And welcome back, everybody. Hopefully, I've cooled down the game a little bit and the PC, and hopefully there will be less of the interruptions for this one. But there has been a change in the leader of the spreadsheet right now. Obviously, there might be some team penalties or individual penalties coming in, but at the moment, ET8 have set a staggeringly average time of 0.1 second quicker than anyone else, which is absolutely insane, leading the way at the moment. Then there's IRT, VNT, GT10, SCI, PR, TRT, EVR, FRT and AMS currently as things stand in that order. But we are going to very shortly get back underway and, well, just get things up on the map quickly. But it's going to be interesting this last session, because a lot rides on this for a lot of teams. They need, well, I say they need these events. They like these events because it means more racing for them, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's almost, like I said, it's almost the beginning of the season, isn't it? And it gets out and ready to roll. I'm sure they'd love to be racing really after the all these qualifying, but they'll have to wait for another 2 weeks before they kick off here in CSS for the start of the season. But we've finally got some cars like Lobby 3, Gareth. They took their time here, but it looks like it is Brent in the Red Bull who will be leading us away in this session. But it looks like it's a different time of day, Gareth. I don't know whether that'll affect the time. Hopefully it doesn't. It looks like almost a late evening session or very early morning.
It looks like a lobby restart because it is in the evening, which is not ideal. Obviously, the tyre temps will be will be affected, and the lap times and everything. So, apologies, everyone. We will be, well, just restarting this one very, very shortly. Yeah, I mean, it looks nice, aesthetically pleasing in the evening here in the circuit to Barcelona, Catalonia, but it wouldn't help.
We say that they're still going around, and there's no one retired yet, so they may just carry on, Gareth. I don't know the enough about the game to know how much of a difference it would make.
I think the call to restart it was possibly a little late, so these drivers probably haven't received that, and they're just putting the lap out. As soon as they go back into the pits, they'll hear the restart the lobby bit, as there's a Mercedes going spinning there. So we will likely have a restart, but there'll be certain points of the track where the sun is just you can't see. I'm sure the sun will be blinding, so I'm not sure how some of these drivers, it's probably just muscle memory that gets them through certain parts of the track, but there's a little bit of issues there for Brent coming through turns 7 and 8 there, but managing to hold it. But yeah, we'll wait and see, but I'm almost certain the restart will happen imminently.
Yeah, I assume it is because XPG Flame is doing donuts at turn just before turn 4. And he's in the wall as well. So yeah, I think intentionally just trying to hurry up this lobby, and attempting to break his front wing, but not being very successful. But yeah, time's coming in, but again, like I said, not worth the time. Again, maybe it's just an extra lap they can practice on, Gareth. So they're just doing one.
Maybe indeed, as Zinedine Hazard still managed to put 11.2.
I was going to say, yeah.
Some good lap times still nonetheless coming through as some of these drivers. We've lost Brent in a retirement in the pits. Hopefully, as there's Flame disqualified from the session. Here comes the Bard, Tsunami, coming down and across. No time set there at all, unfortunately. Drivers in the pit, Bob and Boy bit one of them. There's a car. Oh goodness me, that was all over the shot there. But still getting a little bit of a lag session. I'm hoping that's just from everyone retiring all at once. But let's go back to the camera see, because we don't really want to see that. In the pits is Digio. Wonder what's happening with them. And, well, we'll be back on the page racing very, very shortly. But Zinedine Haddad's time of a 1:11.298 in evening setup or early morning, I'm not sure which way around it is quite ominous there, isn't it, for a lot of those teams?
Yeah, it wasn't bad in ideal conditions, and that was only his first lap. So I think definitely one to keep an eye on in the Ataman, and his OVR teammate in second as well. So I think definitely a team to keep an eye on when we get this.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it is still an overheating problem on my side as well. So please bear with us on that one. We are just going to go to the intermission stream just one more time, just to try and ensure we get everything is set up, ready to go. So bear with us just a few moments longer. Oh, well, that's a bit annoying. There we go. Welcome back, everybody. We are just going back into the lobby now. So sooner or later, we will get some times on the board for these guys. And hopefully it will all be decent enough. But again, let's talk about, well, this could be one of the most talked about points of it all, is Zinedine Haddad's lap time there in the wrong time of day. So the temperatures probably weren't the same as everyone else's. It's now nice beaming sunshine. Yeah, this could be quite ominous for everyone else, really, couldn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's to set a lap like that, is a time of day 2/10 of a difference. I don't know. It could well be, and that was only his first lap, so he can only go quicker from there, Gary. We'll see once we get how he will do. And like you mentioned before, we started how quick he has been. Be nothing saying he and his get up in this session.
So, wait and see. We've got drivers now coming out onto track.
Oh, God, I'm not in the lobby.
Are you not in the lobby?
I didn't get an invite. No,
Oh, did you leave the session? Oh no.
I did. Yeah, I assumed. Yeah, that's probably why.
Okay, right. We can work around that very, very shortly. So let's go off that. Share the screen. You can have that. Everyone else. There we go. Right. So Brent, again, for the second time for Lobby 3, we are going to go for Brent's first lap of qualifying, and we'll have to wait and see how it will all pan down. Hopefully you can see the share screen on that side, Ollie, and then we can get going very, very quickly through all this. Let's have a look at Brent into his braking into this corner. I mean, I don't want to say it's it's an outlap. You don't really need to be having full momentum through that, do we? But yeah, let's not press that button. Brent starts the qualifying, down into turn 1 they go, starting the start-finish straight, and let's see, for the first time in Lobby 4, what sort of lap times Brent can produce.
Yeah, out first here in quali, as well as he hops curves a little bit wide to the exit. 2 there, but hugs the inside 3, and coming up to the heavy braking. 4, nicely done from wide on exit there, but I think he is okay. Downhill braking 5, and then towards the comp 6, 7, 8, where we've seen quite a few mistakes from drivers in the other lot. Ren just about keeps it on the tarmac there, flies through 9 and down. DRS wide open, flying on down towards. And at times tricky turn 10, Gareth. It's an all corner and trying to position the car in the right place to power down towards 11 and turn 12 there. But Brent negotiates it nicely, flies around the final 2 corners. Got a little wiggly there through 13, but round 14 he goes, and he will go obviously top with 11.7. Flame in the 12 as well, so some fine for these guys, but we'll see how they all work it out as the session goes on. The times are they're flying through guys as everyone's.
Maximum Valley there. There's Zinedine Haddad. Well, pretty much exactly the same lap time as before. It's 11.302 this time, and I think the last time was 11.292 possibly. But across the line for the Bar Tsunami, throwing in a 112.2 for the time being. Let's see the McLaren of Diggio up into 8th there, and Tommy with a really poor lap time on asking on that time. So that's the first one done and dusted, first runs, and Zinedine Haddad has blown the competition away right now with that pace.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, almost over 3/10 quicker than Maximum in second. But if you compare that to the rest of the lobbies that we've had this evening, that's still mid-pack, isn't it?
Certainly is, especially with teammate with 11.6. That might put them at a little bit of odds-on pressure for ensuring times coming through and everything. So we will have to see how it will all pan down at the end of all this, because I'm just trying to see on the spreadsheet who are the teams at risk right now. It's AMS and FRT, I think, and they're 11 11.3 and 11.3. Well, they're both 11.3s. So FRT and AMS are the teams at risk on times. And I suppose you could put EVR in there as risk and times as well. So, and they're all 11.3. So if you get a team of 11.299, a team average time, you're through.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, Zinden has done that. He just needs his teammate to pick up the pace of it. In how am I pronouncing that in fourth place? OVR
Mathis, maybe?
Mathis? Yeah, we'll go with Mathis, yeah. Mathis in fourth. So we'll see whether he can improve on that. I think so that's Flame out on the lap here. Yeah, he'll be looking to push here. A lot more guys in the 12 this time, Gareth. It was rarely read any drivers in the 12s other than maybe the first lobby, but some time to find for a lot of the drivers from 8th down, really.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of time. You're right. There's a few 12s, maybe a few just issues and just not finding it comfortable through it at the moment. But XPG Flame is the first driver of these next runs to go through, and they could catch traffic with the way that the field is spread out in this qualifying session.
Yeah, I mean, again, the cars are ghosting, but having that car distracting you is never ideal. Because even though you'll drive straight through it, it's just a distraction. We saw, I think, in it was a Ferrari and not ghosting each other, but it put off the no, it wasn't. Sorry, racing. So the small distraction can really change your lap time in the session. Flame takes an interesting line, the exit of 4 there, but we'll see whether that improves his lap time as he flies up the hill through 6, 7, and 8 towards 9.
Yeah, the back end seemed to be a bit squirrely as they went the exit of turn 7 into 8, which is not ideal. Down into they're down on their lap time, which is not ideal. XPG Flame still got over 10 minutes left of the session to pull something together, but they want to be a bit more than that as through turns 12 they go into turn 13, the final 2 corners of the session or of the lap for Flame. Let's see where they head on down. It's a marginal improvement, but not enough really to get it sorted at the moment.
No, he'll again plenty of time. Probably can get another 2 laps in, but he needs to get a bit of a shift on. It'll come down to this as his teammate in Boy, not that far away from Flame, but he'll want an improvement. But Kart comes around the final corner, and he jumps up a little bit as the there we go from him. Almost a 10th and a half up there. More cars flying through. Tonio J. Wright, I think that's how you say that. Jumps up as well. As we go. Another improvement from. Again, Gareth, I'm struggling with some of these names.
I'm going to go with Digio for that one, but yeah.
Digio, that was it, yeah.
As Jazz Gaming is a bit slow there. What about Bard Tsunami was slow through there as well. LR Tommy up 26 seconds, so this could be an actual lap time for the LR Tommy. Let's see what they can do around the final corner. Down the start finish straight they go. Hugs a little bit as 11.956, so into 9th place for the time being, as a few cars coming out of the into the pit stops, or out of the pit stops now. Hopefully I don't think they really need to get out of the way, but they probably will do for the driver that's coming through now. Maxim Val is one of those drivers. We've also got Mathis, the OVR driver, there in 5th, and in 6th place Brent still got to set a decent lap time through all this. I believe Brent possibly is the next driver to set a lap time. And yeah, plenty still to be decided. But as things stand, AMR still need to complete a lap. And if their second driver, well, their first driver in lobby 3 and their second driver's in lobby 4. So they're on a knife edge right now. But if Maxim doesn't have a good... I think Maxim needs to produce a 1:11.5 to guarantees AMR's participation in the next round.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty accurate, time wise. I think it'll be there'll be nothing in it when near the end, top 10 that make it through. So we'll see how that all plans out shortly. But it is ridiculously close looking at the times on the spreadsheet. There's a myriad of teams that are very, very close together, the 11-3 range. So we'll see how we get on here. But no one really put, other than Zinedine, everyone's in the 11th. We'll see how Brent improves. He's a little bit quicker there, but is that enough for the 11-3s? I'm not sure it is.
Yeah, it's a little bit of oversteer through into the 12s, and that could be through turn 12, sorry, and that could have affected their lap time as they come across the line. It's a 1:11.667. It's quick, but not quicker, but not quick enough. As there we go, Mathis into 11.3. That is, well, Zinedine and Mathis at the top of this timing board, which is absolutely mental to see. And here comes Maxim to start their lap. Is Bourbon Boy just about to finish a lap? No, Bourbon Boy's going slow on this one. Anyone else that we can go on board with? Angelo? This seems like a very slow lap time. If this is into the pits, is it? No. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be as representative as we thought. It would have been 11.8, so it's not as slow as I thought it was going to be. Let's go with Zinedine. Where are you on track? You've just started a lap, I believe, heading into turn 4. Slightly down on the lap. So let's go back on board with the AMR driver then of Maxim, because this could be a telling lap for Maxim and AMR.
Absolutely. Yeah, he needs to get a shift on, doesn't he? And his team did 11.1 in lobby 3. So he does need to, he's quickest through there, but he does need to get a shift on to try. I don't think he'll match his teammate. He's not that quick, but again, just getting into the 3s will massively help him here. Crosses the line. Where does he go? It's quicker, but not quick enough. 11.5. Again, I don't know whether that will be enough. Average-wise, I'm really not sure.
It's odd. It might just be enough. Digio then, I believe, is on a lap time. The 2 Ferraris are going into the pits, I believe. So Digio, what's their lap time? They are up by 0.085 of a second. Enough to displace Bourbon Boy at the moment in P7. They need a little bit more time though, don't they? A lot of these drivers at the business end of the table around the final corner for the McLaren of Digio. Across the line, is it going to be enough? Let's have a look. It's up into P6. That's a very good improvement, really. His teammate, LR Tommy, across the penultimate corner into the final corner. 3 minutes 51 seconds remaining of qualifying. And LR Tommy produces a time just to get into P8 there with a 1:11.777. Have we got anyone else on a lap time? Flame is slower going into the pits. Bourbon Boy has done their lap time. I'm of the opinion that maybe Maxim has done enough for the AMR team to get them through. But obviously the spreadsheet will tell us shortly whether it goes through. And I think that definitely knocks AMS out, and possibly FRT as well.
Yeah, could well do. We'll have to wait and see, really. Yeah, it's like I said, it's going to come down to the smallest of margins, top 10, and whoever it is will be absolute to lose on such. But that's the way racing goes sometimes.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, indeed. And yeah, we're still, unfortunately, overheating in this streaming booth, I suppose you could call it. So there is just a few bits of tech issues coming through, but that is just with how hot the UK is right now. There could still be penalty points coming through and everything like that. We will have to wait and see. But Jazz Gaming then, unable, I don't think, put too much of a lap time to get. Oh, sorry, that was their out lap, wasn't it? So this is their full lap, but they've used a little bit of the battery, a little bit too much of the battery before they even started their lap.
Yeah, he's already low, 30%, 40%. So he's using, he's got to use it sparingly now through this lap. Currently a 12-1 for him. His teammate, the Bar Tsunami, are also in the 12. So both drivers will want to try and get an improvement here. I think that might be a little bit too out of question though to qualify this evening. But again, some great experience. And I'm sure they'll come back stronger and continue working together and working strong together.
Yeah, we will hope for the best for them, but we do have Zinedine and Mathis, to set lap times very shortly. Jazz Gaming round the final corner, then across the line now for Jazz Gaming. It's 11.96, which is and that's Zinedine into the wall. That was unexpected. With 1 minute left of the session. That is not ideal for the current time setter here, but teammate across the line, is it going to be quicker? It's a lot slower actually. They might be doing a second install lap, as that is a rather expensive lawnmower that Zinedine Hadash has got on that side of the track right now. Tonio has invalidated. What about teammate Brent? Slightly down on their lap time, a little bit further around the track. What about Digio is just about a start of lap time. So it would be, I think, Bourbon Boy? No, it's Bourbon Boy's teammate. Flame is just about oh my goodness. But there's got to be someone just about to finish their lap time around here at some stage. Maybe it is Brent. No, it's Brent's teammate, Tonio. Let's go on board. No, Tonio's slower. Let's go on board. Let's just stay on board with Brent.
Yeah, and he again quicker. Here, yellow flag. Someone's made a mistake there. One of the Red Bull, maybe? No, I'm not sure which colour that is. But we'll see how Brent does coming around the final corner. Oh, it goes very wide, and that's an invalidation on the very final lap, Gareth. That's really unfortunate for him, and he won't improve on 7th place.
No, they won't. As Maxim goes into the wall, Angelo doesn't improve either. Zinedine, I think, is just finishing their lap time. As have we got anyone else? It's just XPG Flame, who is just slightly quicker on their lap time. And it's just more about pride now for XPG Flame. Can they do something? Can they produce something in the final throws? They are a little bit quicker. So it looks like if they keep it together, they are going to go outside or into the 111s. They've just got to keep all this nice and tidy to the end of qualifying now. Here comes, well, through the final corners, Ollie, XPG Flame. Where is it going to be?
It will be an improvement. Up at the B10. It does enough of an improvement to be behind his teammate, but unfortunately, I don't think it's enough to qualify now.
It's a shame. There's still penalties to be taken into account for this one, and we'll wait for the spreadsheet to be uploaded. But Zinedine, Mathis, Cart, Tonio J. Wright, Maxim, Digio, Brent, Tommy, Bourbon Boy, Flame, Jazz Gaming, Angelo, and the Bard to Tsunami. And well, we will wait and see. how it will continue with the spreadsheet as we just slowly wait for things to round out before we head back to cameras here. There we go. We will go back to camera now. I'm going to hopefully turn off the game to try just cool things down a little bit. Hope there's no more problems with lag. But Ollie, as things stand, ETA are set as the quickest drivers, and surely that we should not be surprised at that, how well they performed last season.
Absolutely, yeah. It was their qualifying pace last season was unreal. Their race pace wasn't as good. It was ridiculous how quick Azim was at times, where he's almost inevitable that we'd see Azim on pole. We've seen that today, and how quick he so well. Well, like I said, they've come top this evening. I'm just hoping the spreadsheet updates because I'm sure it will in a second once they total the averages. But yeah, ET8, I think they've got it, and it's a hell of a show, Gareth.
Yeah, and we even saw a bit of, another fast driver in Zinedine Haddad there, where, they set the times quick early doors, but then through that final run, they could have gone quicker still, but turned out that, through the final corner, it wasn't to be, and they went into the wall and became a very expensive lawnmower.
Yeah, and that shows how much he was pushing there. And sorry, guys, I think the table is fully updated. I don't know whether it's for us to share or someone else, but yeah, not ideal for him. But I think they have qualified. I'm trying to see really
from the stand of things, and I mean, we look back now and look at lobby one, and we were like, it didn't feel that fast, but also technically it was fast because both drivers were fast, or were. Yep. Where in the other lobbies it was just a singular driver that was really fast, which blew us away a little bit. ET8 and GT10 to be most specific. I mean, ET8, the second driver, was quick as well. But in the top 5, there's at least one in every lobby in there, which is nice to see. But I hope we can... Well, provisionally, we have ET8, IRT, RSC, VNT, GT10, SCI, PR, TRT, EVR, and AMR, with a few teams waiting on possible penalty points to be in there. And maybe one of the biggest upsets for you and I from last season is TF10 there, down in 13th place.
Well, that was my comment to say, Gareth. There's quite a few teams here that were up there last year. TF10 were really pushing it. You also had FRT for a little bit. We had PGR. We had FGE. We had AMS in there as well. Teams that were racing at the front last year, unfortunately, haven't made the cut this. I'm sure there'll be a bit of a debrief after this to see how they progress from here.
Yeah, and let's obviously quali night. That's us done from a quali night perspective. But we do have a calendar that we start on July the 12th, and we start where we now generally finish. So we start at Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I think that'll be an interesting one to kick off the season with. Like I said, normally when we end with, but I think the drivers, I'm sure, will just like to get out of the way. There's plenty of taken at the circuit with both those long US providing some great action.
just trying to see if there is any further information we need to give, but not right now. But then round 2 is Belgium. We've got Monza, Miami, Monaco, and Las Vegas to follow all of those before we take a break week. And then we have more of a spiritual finish to a Formula One season in Brazil, starting the second round. And that's another great race where drivers were different pressures on the drivers.
Yeah, I think so. I think at that point, the season is very much settled, and they'll have their targets at that point. I think they'll reassess them at where do we switch drivers? Do we a new tactic? Do we look at races in a different way? I think that's what they'll be for Brazil at the end of August.
And then we got round 8, which is Imola. Round 9 is Austria. Round 10, Canada. And round 11, Brazil. And we were hoping that at the final round, we've still got a championship battle on our hands, and which, well, a race which is often at the start of a season in Australia, finishing a season, which I think is going to be an interesting one. I don't think it's finished, well, in real life, it hasn't finished a season since 1994 in Adelaide.
That was Adelaide, yeah. I was going to say it was the difference completely.
So Melbourne, obviously now it's Melbourne in that one. So it's another track that has had adjustments like Abu Dhabi in recent years to hopefully give better racing. But it's going to be hopefully another good end of the season.
Yeah, I think obviously with Silverstone and Melbourne Park there for the final 2 races, I think that's a great way to finish the season off. And it was beforehand some, like I said, I think iconic venue in the last couple, really old school, steeped in history. Well, the front half we still do. Don't get wrong. We got Spa, Monza, Monaco as well. So that'll be an interesting one. Maybe a very long evening. Hopefully not. But that's definitely one to keep an eye on in the early part of the season. But yeah, no, great calendar, Gareth. I think well chosen this year. We don't have any mystery races this time around. So it's the drivers know what.
Yeah, they can fully prepare themselves, and well, 16 rounds. I don't know where I got that number from. I think it's because I looked at Vegas and saw round 6 and just brain went to that. 12 rounds of pure action-packed fun, I'm sure. Not only for us on the console side, but on PC side as well. It will be great to have you alongside us. But for myself and Ollie, thank you so much for watching the qualifying rounds here. We've nearly found out which drivers or which teams are going to be entering, which will allow us to know the drivers as well. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, when the season starts on July the 13th. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.